Hello everybody, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time to Jimmy's Neighborhood Bees. I'm Jimmy, keeping bees in a regular suburban neighborhood. I haven't mentioned it in a while, but I'm in Central Virginia, Chesterfield County, which is like in the middle, near Richmond, not far from the capital. Anyway, welcome to the neighborhood. Today, the video, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do to change my hive setup for the yellow hive, because I want to take those bees out of there and put them in the system that I want to use in my back apiary. Anyway, my backyard apiary. But before I do that, as always, or not always because sometimes I miss, but I'm going to read a fortune from the fortune cookie book. And let's see, I start on this page. Today's fortune: a calm sea does not make a skilled sailor. A calm sea does not make a skilled sailor. Well, in other words, you know, if everything is always perfect and nothing ever goes wrong, how do you know you're not going to be able to handle yourself when something does go wrong? And it's the same with bees. If you never lost a bee colony, or you never lost a swarm or something, how do you know how to, you know, you're not going to be able to prevent? Anyway, whatever. Y'all know what I mean. I'm not going to get too deep into that because I can go real deep into that. But it's like fire drills at work, you know. Everyone's, why we always have fire? Well, why we always have fire drill? Boo. But then, if there is a fire, you still may panic, but you kind of know what to do. So, because you've learned. So, you know, anyway, that's that. Couple of notes here. Some of you have seen the farmhouse has been repopulated. I have a new queen with 2 deep broods that were graciously given to me by one of my bee club members, Mr. C. So if those of you who know Mr. C, thank him for getting the farmhouse back up and running. I know a lot of people like that hive. They like the way it looks. I guess the jury is out on how it performs, but I like it, which is the most important thing. But for those of you who like seeing it, thank Mr. C, or you can put it in the comments. Just say, hey, thanks Mr. C for getting helping getting the farmhouse back up and running. I know he would appreciate that. You know, you got to give the public what they want, right? Anyway, so I have that note here, and did I put it here? Anyway, yeah, I put it on my calendar. Also, I rebaited my swarm trap on May 15th. And as you saw in the other video, and as I'm looking out there now, there's still like scouts going in and out, checking it out. Nobody's moved in. From what I understand, swarms kind of move in the afternoons, you know, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. If I'm not here to see it, maybe my security camera or whatever will catch it, and I'll leave them in there for for a week or so, and see what happens if there is a swarm. But I'll know, because that's not enough activity right now to be a swarm. It's just a bunch of scouts, and so hopefully they like it. Anyway, so that's up there too. I'm gonna make that a little bit smaller. Get rid of that. Honeybee Festival. Okay, it's been a minute, so I'm gonna put the little thing probably right now while I'm speaking. You're seeing the little thing come up, and in the description there'll be a link to our annual Honeybee Festival. It's June 22nd, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So that was extended 2 hours from the last year. And also the location, Chesterfield Fairgrounds. That's a change from last year. Last year was Rockwood Park, hence our bee club, Rockwood Park Backyard Beekeepers. But we outgrew Rockwood Park, and it's at the Chesterfield County Fairgrounds. A nice bigger space, plenty of free parking. The event itself is free. Of course, there's vendors selling items. You can buy honey there from local beekeepers. There's you know, face painting. There's food vendors. There's everything you want to know, and good information, and it's family-friendly activities. So if you have kids, bring them along. We're still looking for volunteers, and yes, at my last bee club meeting, Sharon and I signed up for volunteers, so we'll be there. Come and say hello. we'd love to see you. Even if you don't volunteer and you're just gonna come in, there's a bake sale. Last year they gave away like 1 potted plant to each family that came if you wanted a plant. Usually a local pollinator plant of some sort. So 1 per family. First come, first serve. When they were gone, they were gone. So there's a lot of good activities, a lot of good things to do. So that's my spiel for the Honeybee Festival. Anyway, I'm so tired. But today's video, let's just go into that. I'm modifying my Flow Hive bases to be set up the way I want to keep my bees. I like having the integrated pest management tray that the Flow Hive bases come with, and I have 2 Flow Hive bases. However, where the entrance was, I wanted to change that because talking to Kyle from the Hive Gate, which I use, I should put 2 Hive Gates on per hive, and I use a slatted rack, and he suggested I put them on top of the slatted rack, not underneath the slatted rack, closer to the bottom of the frames, so that the bees, if they're hanging off the bottom of the frame, they'll be right here and they can protect. This is the door, the entrance. So if they need to close off the door, they can just block the door and nothing gets in, or on either one, nothing gets in. So I've had to make some modifications for that, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So let me bring the first piece up, and that's this base. Okay, I hope you can see the base. The main entrance used to be right here where the bees come in, and the box would be on top. Let me grab a box so I can show you. Okay, this is the basic flow base. It has this you know, metal or aluminum, whatever it is, board the bees can't get past, and you got your tray that goes down in the bottom here, which is your pest management tray underneath. The main entrance was here, across here, and a box. You would sit a box on, just like that. Basically, it's not the box I'm going to use, it's just for demonstration. And that would be your entrance for your bees. I like using a slatted rack. So the slatted rack would be like this, basically. I know it's backwards, but that's okay, bear with me. And the slats would be here, then your box would go on top of here. Your entrance is still below the slatted rack, as you can see. But that's not what they suggest with the Hive Gate. What they suggest is that the entrance be above the slatted rack. So what I had to do was make a piece of wood to close the main entrance here. And of course, I soaked this in my Eco Wood, so eventually it'll get darker or whatever. But so that closes it, and I put the slatted rack on top of that. Now I have screws, so I screw my slatted rack down, so it'll be screwed down. As you can see, I cut out the place where the where are they? Oh, just had them. Where the Hive Gates would be. I treated all of this. Can you see that? Let's show you up here. I cut this out so that I can slide the slatted rack, or the Hive Gates in. And then a regular box would go on top of that. Or my XL Deeps would go on top of that. This gets screwed down so that that becomes one unit. And then my box just gets placed on top. So that's which would be my XL frames. and that would be my brood chamber. Oh, excuse me, just knocked you guys over. So that would be the brood chamber area, brood area. Okay, let me explain to you what you're looking at. This is my modified base that I'll be using to transfer from the yellow hive is going to be on this base. As you can see, I have two Hive Gate entrances here on top of the slatted rack, and here this light piece of wood which has been treated with eco wood, so over time it's going to dull, but it should not rot. And if it does, I'll just you know, replace that. That's just a piece that can come in and out. The slatted rack, I screwed it to the base here. So this is a flow stand, Flow Hive. Some of you like them, some of you don't. That's here nor there. I like them because, you know, they're adjustable, and I like having the pest management tray system. So let me take these off right quick. But I had to hog out I did it rough, right? The bees will cover that with propolis that they could reach, and they'll block it off, and we'll have no issues. I'll be able to slide my hive gates in. Let's just simulate that this is a box on here. So if this was my XL box, the hive gates would be like that. I can take them out, clean them, any dead bees like in the winter or whatever, and I'll be able to slide them back in. The only thing I really did was I marked them with the word up, so I know up is the opening, even though all of the logo, which is www.biq.solutions, if you look that up, you can get all the research he's done, Kyle has done about the Hive Gate entrance and the logo leaf. So if you put that up, the backside is just smooth with no anything. So if you put that in upside down, the bees won't be able to get out, right? So all I did was write the word up. So that way it'll face up. But I'll be able to put that in. Bob's your uncle, bees are fine. They'll be fine there. And the same with this one, put it in and out. So that's how it would be. Let's put this back over here somewhere. Put this down. Take this off here. I do want to tack those in. I had to adjust because my cuts weren't exactly straight, so I made some shims, but I'll just tack those with brad nails and they'll be fine. Also on my hives, so that's that, and the legs, I'm going to get rid of these cups that are on the bottom here. Let's get you down and look at that. These are the flow legs here. It's like a cap, a rain cap, and then a cup that you're supposed to fill with oil. I'm just going to use the caps and put tanglefoot underneath the cap, and the bottom won't fill up with oil. The ants won't be able to go past the bottom cup. It'll shield it from the rain. Everything will be fine, and the tanglefoot will last for a long time. Plus, it'll be on a stand, so that's no problem. Now, that's that part. The other thing, modifications that I do, let's take this here, turn this around. Now, my, like I said, my slatted rack here, it's screwed down to the base, so I can pick it up with a slatted rack. But I have a hole here. Let's get you in here. So for those of you unfamiliar with the flow frame, flow stand, you can open this up, pull this off, and your pest management, oh, this is a dirty one. I'll put the clean one in, but your pest management tray slides in there. I have the other clean one, and I'll clean that one out. But your pest management tray slides in, and then you can close it up with either the vents up, if you want to vent the hive, or the vents closed, like in winter, people have it closed. I'm going to bring you closer in, and you see right here, there's a hole. That's my hole, and I usually put this knob in there, and I just press it in, and that stays there like that. But what that is that's where I treat for oxalic acid vaporization. Sometimes you got to unscrew. Let's use two hands here. Unscrew. I don't have to have the tape on there. Like I got black tape written around, electrical tape. I just wanted to make it tight, but it doesn't have to be that tight. But anyway, so that you pull that out, and I'm getting ready to feel like Frederick Dunn, because I can bring out my stuff. This is the vaporizer I have from Larabi's Bees. Let's just make sure we get that. Not sponsored, but that's just what I use. And so with that hole drilled in, usually I'll take a chopstick and make sure it's not blocked. Then I stick my vaporizer in. The tip comes through just a little bit. And I'm able to vapor treat my hive. So, and then I just close it back up. Put my knob back in there. It's just a knob, and Bob's your uncle. Everything's done, and she's treated. So that's the modifications I made for that hive. Let me see. Can you see me? That's the modifications I made for the yellow hive. So when the weather, we're gonna have rain every day, in every evening. But whenever I feel like getting out there, swapping those boxes out, this will be the base. Then my XL frame box will be here for the brood, and then any supers above that will go on. And I might just wait until after the honey flow to do it. I don't know yet, but we'll see. I'm in no rush, but I'm in a rush. Right? Is that how you say it? But yeah, that's my setup, or that will be my setup. Excuse me, go in there. But like I said, this one is brand new. This one is used. Obviously, you can see the difference. But Kyle from Hive Gate, when I met him in New Zealand, wonderful man, wonderful family. Just anyway, we had a great time. He gave me 6 of them. I didn't ask him. He just said, I want to give them to you. So I haven't even used those yet. So some of these will be on my next, whenever I build my long hives, they'll both have Hive Gate entrances, 2 per hive, as he suggests. And also he gave me 2 complete sets. Now what a set is, you get 2 of the Hive Gates, and you get like the little block. So if you use regular entrance, you can just block it, and then it has the 2 openings that you can use, or you can flip it over and do just 1 if you're doing it in the winter, if you prefer to have just 1. Or you can block off the 1, leave the 2 there. And he's got a little like a template where you use a coroplast and you cut it in a certain shape and you fold it and stick it in there, and it just blocks off the entrance. You can also do that if you got to transport them. It's a good way to close it up. I didn't make any yet, but I did find some coroplast, so I'm gonna make me some. But so that's what this is. This, I gotta figure out a way to give it away on my channel. So if you're watching this YouTube, I gotta figure out how I can give away this set. He gave me 2 sets to give away, and I wanted to give 1 away locally, so I did it in a drawing at our local bee club. Next time I talk to the person who won, I'll get permission to say her name. But a lady won it. The club president did the drawing, so I had nothing to do with it. And myself and Sharon, we weren't eligible. So, but yeah, the lady that won. Funny story. Okay, I would tell this story real quick. She watches, she's from Philadelphia, and she watched my video. She found my channel somehow. She wanted to get into bees. She has family here in the area, and so one day she just came to a meeting, and she's like, I saw your video and I wanted to come to your meeting, because our bee club meeting is the 2nd Monday of every month, and it's at Rockwood Park in Chesterfield, and it's open to the public. So you can just drop in. There's no fee involved, anything like that. You can just drop in, see what the meeting's all about, see what beekeeping's all about. So she came to the meeting. She came to last year's Honeybee Festival. Her and Sharon talked for like an hour and something, just talking. So she's been coming back and forth. She comes to visit her family during the time for our club meeting, and then she goes back to Philadelphia, and she's working on getting a place to keep bees here locally. So she actually won the Hive Gate from the local club. So that was a wonderful thing. So you never know. Come to the Honeybee Festival, And you never know what's going to happen in the future. You never know. Anyway, so that's it. That's my modifications. I'm going to finish up, close this up, and yeah, we'll get ready to transfer this whenever I can. And of course, I'm going to show you all of that because that'll be looking in the yellow hive as well. But I don't want to cause any robbing or anything, so which shouldn't be right now because we're still, I think we're in a light flow. So anyway, I'm rambling. I don't want to ramble too long. Thank y'all for watching and tuning in and, you know, just seeing what I'm doing in the neighborhood. So like I always say, have fun with your bee. Oh, before I say that, somebody asked me about my saying. Says, of course I talk to myself. Sometimes I need excellent advice. So that's my, I had to write that on there, but somebody read it and said, is that what you really said? I said, yeah, that should have been a fortune, but it's not, it's a bonus. So thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all on the next one, and have fun with your bees. Even when it's, you know, starting to become more fun because I got more bees. All right, see y'all.